What's up, guys? Hey, I'm back with a little career advice. And guess what? Vince Friese's on the agenda today. But before I get into that, I got to share some really sad news and pay respect. We lost Chris Bragg, a local rider in Orlando. There was a horrible accident at the track, and unfortunately, he succumbed to his injuries. I feel terrible for the family. But when I talk about safety, and I talk about doing things that are not stupid, this sport, when done the right way, is dangerous. So all I'm trying to eliminate is the additional danger. We don't need to add anything to this. This is not ever going to be a soy boy sport. This is a sport for badasses who risk their lives. But that doesn't mean we don't work towards progression of safety equipment. From what I've heard, everything that happened, this was just a freak accident. So I want to send my best to his family and just let you know it sucks. This is the type of thing in this sport that we really, it's a bummer. It really is. But we all know every single time we go out on that track that it's a possibility. But when it does happen, it still hurts. It hurts every single time. And then we also lost a legend of the sport, one of my dad's favorite journalists, Super Hunky. And my dad told me a story. He's like, yeah, his best article, man. He had me literally laughing about, I guess he had a Mako in a van and he popped the tie down because he had it tied down. He was like stuck in there and he had to call for help to get out. But the way that Super Hunky described it, the dude was he was good with words. He was a storyteller and he'll be missed. So Super Hunky, rest in peace. Chris Bragg, rest in peace. We're going to miss you guys.
You need people like me so you can point your fucking fingers and say, that's the bad guy.
So Vince Friese, the most entertaining rider in this sport, is back in 2024. He kind of went away from the AMA series in 2023. He quietly went away with a ruptured Achilles tendon, and obviously he's back. And he will be racing West Coast. So all you guys on the West Coast, beware. Just know, Vince will put you on the ground, and he's not going to feel one bit bad about it because that's his job. So get used to riding against Vince Friese. Just don't, you're going to whine. And you know what happens when you tell Vince, hey, let's ride clean, or you start whining to him? You become a target. You go out there, ride him the way he would ride you. That's how you get his respect. I wouldn't intentionally take him out, but do not leave the door open. If you know Vince Friese's behind you, kids, cover the line, or you will find yourself over the berm in the tough blocks, and you're going to be upset, and then all this internet hate's going to come out towards Vince. When it's racing, if you leave the door open, he's going to clean you out. So I can't wait that he's back. And he's also going to race select East Coast Supercross rounds on the 450. So you guys aren't safe either. And then he's going to race 6 outdoor nationals. The goal is to get, the way that they've calculated it is they think that if they get 150 points, they want to qualify. Vince wants to qualify into the SMX playoffs because those are a big deal. And it's a big cash grab. And we all know Vince races for money. So Vince out there doing what he does for a living, racing, taking no prisoners. That's some of the best news I've heard in a while. I love that Vince is going to be out there, and poor guys on the West Coast, you're toast. If you guys want the best recovery drink out there, hit up the Coach Rob store. Get yourself some custom blended energy fuel. Tastes good, works good. It's awesome. So hit up Coach Rob store. Epic garage designs. We've been doing some garages this month out here in Las Vegas. It's so fun. These things are like playing with blocks as far as building different cabinets and stuff. We can do anything you want. Flooring, cabinets, you name it. Hit up epicgaragedesigns.com. I want to give a shout out. Brandon and the guys at Club MX, Mike Bonacci, these guys are they are a gift to this sport. Club MX they're awesome. I love how they're taking Jet Reynolds, Cody Schock, Mark Phineas, all these young guys who've been washed out, and they rebuild them. They do what these other teams can't do. They take guys, they build their confidence, they make them relevant again. They are a gift to this sport. They got Garrett Marchbanks. They have the always entertaining, Phil Nicoletti. If you don't like Phil Nicoletti, I don't know what to say. The dude he is so authentic. He's exactly what the sport needs. It's kind of a bummer that he's at the tail end of his career. I hope Club MX finds a spot for him on that team and keeps him around no matter what. Then they also got Jeremy Martin. Jeremy Martin is out there riding his 250, and I talked about him in the last episode, so I won't go too much into Jeremy Martin, but Phil Nicoletti, I love Phil. Just go out there, be you, make mains, make snide comments, just keep doing you. Whatever you're doing, Phil, keep doing it. We love you. Race as long as you want, and I hope Club MX gives him a ride as long as he can make main events, because he brings enough attention to your team and your sponsors that we like him enough. He's valuable, kind of like Plessinger, but on a little lower level. Hey guys, if you want some goggles and you want to represent, hit up Strapped. Get yourself some Let's Go Brandon goggles. Get yourself a Red Pill t-shirt, a Trump t-shirt, whatever you want. Hit up ridestrap.com. And guys, Precision Transport, the best trucking company in the business, customer service, affordable prices. And hey, they hooked me up with this Prosper 16 hoodie, and I really appreciate it. That's a sister company. I believe Patrick Madden's son is doing this company, so go give Prosper 16 a follow on Instagram. I'd appreciate it. So Dylan Ferrandis, man, this is an interesting year. This is a year where it reminds me, you old school guys will remember this. Ezra Lusk on the Mach 1 Yamaha, he kind of was through the factory teams. He was still really fast, and it seemed weird that he didn't get an actual ride. That's where Dylan Ferrandis is at right now. The guys at Phoenix Honda have picked him up. Unfortunately, making the top 10 isn't going to be good enough to get him back to that top level. Dylan Ferrandis has got to go for it. He has got to get back up on the podium. If he can do that, he'll find himself back in a factory ride. If he cannot get up into the podium positions or maybe win a moto or two in outdoors, I don't see him ever getting back to a factory ride. And we might be seeing the beginning of the end for Dylan Ferrandis. Maybe he goes back to Europe. I'm not sure. It seems a little bit too soon because he's so fast and still so good. It's strange, but I know he does come with a big price tag. And the reason he wasn't on Hep Suzuki is honestly, Roxon didn't want him there. And that was a definitely heartbreaking blow to the Ferrandis team. They were like, what? Hold on. What do you mean? And they felt like some of the things were represented incorrectly with his personality. And I think a lot of it does get lost. As an American, I can vouch for this. When French people talk, for whatever reason, it sounds a touch arrogant. It sounds snide. Maybe it is, I don't know, but that's how it comes across. Maybe it's a language barrier, I'm not sure. But the interactions I've had with Dylan and his wife, two of the sweetest people I know. They are really, really good people. He rides his ass off. He comes in shape and just does his job. I was shocked that he didn't end up on a different factory team. Originally I thought he was going to go to Kawasaki. I think that would have been a better sign if they would have signed him. And unfortunately, as much as I love Adam Cincerillo, I just don't believe that arm's ever going to come back. So I'm surprised Kawasaki didn't take a flyer on Dylan Ferrandis, but who knows? Sometimes a lot of the politics get in front of talent, but when your talent's so good, the politics go away. So right now, Dylan has to go out there. If he does not consistently get podiums, which is going to be so hard in this field, this is, like we say every single year, but it's accurate. This is the most stacked field we'll ever have until next year. But yeah, he's got to get up there and really make people question why he didn't get signed, or he'll never get signed again. So he's at a really kind of a crossroads. And I got some advice for Jorge Prado. Jorge Prado is racing the first 3 rounds, and he looks so good. If you see any of the videos of him on the KTM test track, he is flying. And I'm hearing nothing but good things. He's doing things that people didn't even expect. That they're just like, wow, he's blowing our minds. But if I'm Jorge Prado, that's fine. But when you practice, you need to go to these California practice tracks where all the privateers run and that track gets beat up. Show up in the afternoon when that track's torn up and ride those practice tracks, because that's more like what you're going to see at Anaheim. That track is only going to look like it does at your test facility during press day and maybe one session. And after that, it's going to look like those practice tracks. So I would recommend just getting out and riding a few of those tracks that are beat up, that have other privateers out there that can kind of get in the way, throw your rhythm off. That's what I would do if I was Jorge Prado. But I'm just glad he's racing out there, and I will be there to watch him at Anaheim 1. I'm going with Chris from Strapped, and I have my ticket. But Sean Brennan from Feld, he's the media manager. He has not responded to me. I would love to go to press day and get you guys some scoops on Friday, but he has to let me. And his reason for not letting me is he says I'm negative to the sport, or I degrade the sport. You guys can vouch. I do not hurt this sport. I've been talking about this sport, selling tickets for them all month. Every couple days I drop a video bringing interest to this sport. Love me, hate me. You cannot argue that I don't bring attention to the sport, and that's just a flat out lie from him. He's an idiot, but guess what? We all have to work with idiots sometimes, and we still get along. You guys have that guy. There's somebody at your job that you know is a moron, or you don't like them, but they do a good job, so you let them do their job. Listen, Sean and I can coexist. Give me the pass, and just know you don't get to control what I say because you allowed me access. I'm going to go in. I'm going to talk about what I see. I do as much positive as I can, but if I see something negative, I'm still going to talk about it. But yeah, if you guys want to email him at sbrennan@feld, either way, I don't know what the email is. I'll put it up on the screen here. Email him. Tell him to give me a pass. This is ridiculous. So anyway, guys, thanks for everything. I love it. Hey, guys, if you need a real estate agent, I'm your guy. Anywhere in the country, I can either help you or find you an agent. Check out this listing here in Las Vegas. If you like it, hit me up. We can make a deal. This house is motivated to sell. So anyway, that's it, guys. Remember, subscribe, and I will catch you later.